What's up, Ranger Nation? It's your boy Jerome, and I am here with our very first Power Rangers Beast Morphers review. This is season number 26 of Power Rangers. This is episode number 1. It is titled Beast Unleashed. So, without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right on into this video. All right, you guys. So, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. You know, it made me feel like I used to feel about Power Rangers. I haven't felt this way about Power Rangers since the premiere of Power Rangers Dino Charge. And, you know, yeah. How long ago was that when Power Rangers, it was what? I'm about to pull it up. I forget what year. Was it 2015? Yeah, I think it was 2015 because that was the year that I moved to Dallas. So I'm pretty positive Power Rangers Dino Charge premiered in February of 2015, but let me double check. Power Rangers Dino Charge. Yep, February 7th, 2015. So, you know, this episode, it had classic Power Rangers nostalgic feel to it because the beginning of the episode, we see, you know, everybody's preparing for this press conference that Mayor Daniels is going to have, you know, talking about the Morphers, you know, that the Grid Battle Force is about to, unveil. So we see everybody talking about that. And then we see there's this karate class that's going on, and it looks like the Angel Grove Gym and Juice Bar. So I'm like, uh-oh. We're getting a little throwback to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episode 1, Day of the Dumpster, when Jason was teaching that karate class and Bulk and Skull came into the karate class, interrupted the class, and, you know, Billy was trying to learn how to, learn karate. And it also gave a little feel to Power Rangers Jungle Fury. If you guys remember the opening episode of Jungle Fury, when Casey was he wasn't even one of the chosen Rangers. You know, it was going to be Jared, and Jared was teaching that class, and he was getting into it with the Cub, and then, you know, Casey defended him. So it kind of gave that feel because you know, in the background you had Devin. Devin had some headphones in his ear, and Devin was dancing. And, you know, and the reason why Devin was dancing because Devin did not feel challenged with Blaze's class. So the people that are you know, running the class, it's Devin. Nope, no, scratch it. It's Blaze, it's Roxy, and it's Ravi that are doing this class. So Blaze goes and says something to Devin, and that's when Devin told him he didn't feel challenged enough by it. I'm like, oh. So then, you know, they started getting into it with the one, you know, they started going at it. And much like with with Jungle Fury, you know, remember Casey outdid Jared. So Devin is kind of one-upping Blaze at this point. So, you know, you got kind of different feels for, you know, Power Rangers seasons, you know, like I said, Mighty Morphin, and so far Jungle Fury. So then we see Mayor Daniels. He comes in and he is upset with you know, Devin, because Devin was supposed to be going to an interview that he set up for him, and Devin's like, I don't know anything about cleaning. And then, so Mayor Daniels, I guess, is going to send Devin to his interview, but he has his Grid Battle Force badge showing. And, you know, Devin takes his phone and he snaps a photo of it. And, you know, so Mayor Daniels, he gets out of the limousine and he goes into Grid Battle Force. And, you know, he tells the driver to take Devin where he's going to go. And Devin says, nope, this is my stop. So Devin gets out, and then we see we're introduced to Betty, and we are introduced to Ben. I don't know how I feel about Betty and Ben because, you know, we just came out of Power Rangers Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel, where we had Victor and Monty, who were supposed to be comedic relief of that season, but Victor and Monty fell flat on all the viewers. And, you know, when it comes to Betty and Ben, I didn't think that they were funny, but I didn't think that they were as corny as Victor and Monty were. So we're going to rock and roll with Betty and Ben, you know, and just play things out with those two. So yeah, so because they were messing with Mary Daniels, and then that with them messing with Mary Daniels, that allowed for Devin to break in. Well, not really break in. He broke in. So, you know, and that kind of remind, if you think about it, that gives you a little nostalgic feeling for Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, with Leo being a stowaway on Terra Adventure. So, you know, that was, yeah, Devin, he snuck in. So Grid Battle Force, let's talk about that for a quick second. Grid Battle Force, it gives you some you know, some vibes for other Power Rangers seasons. More specifically to me, it reminds me of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy with Terra Adventure. It reminds me of Power Rangers SPD with SPD Academy. It definitely reminds you of Power Rangers RPM with Corn City. It reminds you of Time Force with the, you know, Time Force. And, you know, it's just like, God, they kind of took from different seasons of Power Rangers to make this season. And so far, Hasbro, you're doing a good job. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. All right, so before I even get into more into the episode, I do want to talk about the Power Rangers Beast Morphers theme song. So it released the other day. I was at work. I was going to do a reaction to it, but I'd already saw about it. I was like I said, I was at work and I saw it on when I was at my desk. So I couldn't really record anything at my desk, unfortunately. And I was going to do it when I got home, but I was like, that won't be authentic. So I want to talk about it now. At first, I was like, and I'm not talking about how that the theme song is kind of short. The thing with me was with the theme song, I wasn't, because, you know, it's morphing time. I'm like, oh. And then, you know, go Power Rangers, go Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Beast Morphers. I do love it. I actually had to listen to it more and more. I'm like, okay, love it. I don't care how short it is. I think it's absolutely amazing, fantastic. I'm with it. So let's get back into the episode. So the commander and Nate, they are walking Mayor Daniels around, you know, Grid Battle Force. They're telling him about the morphing grid. So, you know, I'm assuming Nate is a child prodigy. So he's grown up, and I guess he's, you know, a computer genius and stuff like that. Billy-esque, if you will. Billy-esque, Haley-esque, Cat Manx. Who else was a computer expert? Dr. K. Who else? I know I'm missing somebody. Not RJ. Well, RJ, because he created the the Jungle Fear Rangers. Cam Watanabe from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Who else? Billy. Yeah, Billy. Okay, yeah, I think I got all of them. If you guys saw me pause, what I was doing was I was going by each, I was naming every season in my head. So, yeah. So, like I said, Nate is a child prodigy. He's tapped into the morphing grid, and they're telling him, you know, they're telling the commander everything that they can do. And the commander is kind of iffy because he's like, you know, for over different dimensions. I was like, dimensions, finally. We keep talking about the dimensions, finally. Shout out, well, a big thumbs down to Power Rangers. You know, Super Mega Force. They could have, oh my God. Super Mega Force could have been so much better than what it was if they had just introduced different dimensions. The Master Morpher, like, oh my God, like, I just look and I just think to myself, I'm like, oh my God. Especially when we got Dimensions in Danger last year. And we got the Master Morpher, we got the different dimensions, the RPM universe, the RPM universe, the Dino Charge universe. Like, oh my God, like, so that season could have been so much more epic than what it was. Instead of, you know, Gosei saying there's a simple explanation for that, and then there's a monster attack. And then, you know, these Ranger powers come from different dimensions different planets that have never been seen before. He could have easily wrote that off as they came from, you know, these are Rangers from different dimensions. You got this dimension, you got X dimension, you got different dimensions. Like, oh my God. And you guys, I have every season on DVD. The only season I have not completed my collection yet is Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel, which just recently came out, and I still have not purchased it yet. But of all the seasons that I have, the seasons that I cannot watch will be Samurai, Super Samurai, Mega Force, and Super Mega Force. Cannot watch those seasons because I think the writing was crap. And I try to watch Ninja Steel, but Ninja Steel, I get why some of the fans felt the way that they felt. I liked it in the beginning, but then once you look at it, how heavily Victor and Monty showed up in the episodes, that was what did it for me with Power Rangers, with Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel. It was just basically Victor and Monty. But we're gonna get off of Super Ninja Steel and let it be in the past. So yeah, well, I guess we can't let it be in the past because Mayor Daniels, he mentioned, like I said, how, you know, monsters from different dimensions tried to get the Rangers' powers. He mentioned Rita Repulsa, Sledge, and he mentioned Galvanax. He was correct with 2 of the 3 that he named. Rita was not trying to steal the Rangers' powers. Rita was trying to destroy the Earth. She was trying to conquer Earth. After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. Alpha, Rita's escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitude. Yeah, so that was what Rita was. Now, Sledge and Galvanax, that is correct. Sledge, he wanted the Inner Gems for his own personal gain, and Galvanax, he wanted the Ninja Nexus Prism. So that was 100% correct. Let me look at my notes to see where I'm at. Give me just a second, you guys. I was, oh my God, so enthusiastic. Okay, so like I said, they were showing the Mayor Daniels around, and then they had the 3 Rangers, you know, covered up, and he was like, "Can I see who those Rangers are?" They were like, "We have to keep their identities safe and secret." Love it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin through Power Rangers in space is when they kept their identities safe. Well, Lost Galaxy kept their identities safe too. Lightspeed Rescue did not. Time Force did, or did they? No, they kept their hideout safe from Ransik. Okay, back to this. So we finally do see who the original Rangers are. So the Rangers are Roxy, she's yellow, Blaze, he's red, and Ravi, he is the Blue Ranger. So Devin, like I said, he snuck in earlier. So Devin is looking and he's like, that guy, he's the Ranger. I agreed with him, like Blaze, a Ranger. Again, Jungle Fury vibes, you know, because in Jungle Fury, Casey was not the original Red Ranger. What was his name again? Jared was supposed to be the Red Ranger, but you know, Jared was evil and he got taken over by Daishi. And this whole thing, it gives you Jungle Fury vibes, because when they finally saw Devin, you know, Blaze was like, "That's the mayor's son," and you know, they put them in there to, you know, morph them into the Power Rangers. And when they do that, before they can do that, Devin tells them that there's a computer virus that is hidden in the morphing grid, and they, you know, they don't believe him. So then, you know, before they, you know, get everything together, Nate double checks it to make sure that there's nothing there. He says to the commander, he said, "I checked it, there's no virus." So they start the process of, you know, morphing the Rangers into the Beast Morpher Rangers. And, you know, when they start that, that's when Evox appears. So Evox appears, and you first get Blaze, he gets corrupted, and then you get Roxy, she's corrupted. So the original Roxy and Blaze, they're asleep. So these are just avatars of the of Blaze and Roxy. And you know, then they start to fight with Ravi. Well, actually Devin, he's still in there, and he takes a blaster and he blasts, and it frees Ravi. So then Ravi, Zoe, and Devin, they're fighting with the avatars of Blaze and Roxy. And you know, Blaze and Roxy were getting the best of them. So, you know, Roxy, she shoots something out of her arm. She just shoots something out of here, and you know, they're caught. And I also mentioned this in my reaction video to the trailer, and I think I hit it on the head. So almost And this again gives you more of Power Rangers Jungle Fury vibes, because if you guys remember, Camille and Jared, they had their armored modes that they can switch in and out of, much like Blaze and Roxy. So there's a comparison between those two, Blaze and Roxy, and Jared and Camille. So I'm pretty sure later on down the line, Blaze and Roxy will join the Rangers in the battle against Evox. Mark my words on that part. All right. So when Roxy, she puts them in the tubes, and something fell down from the sky and it broke whatever it broke what she was holding them with, and then Nate, he transforms them into the Power Rangers Beast Morphers. So then they start to fight, and they teleport Blaze and Roxy somewhere. We don't know where Blaze and Roxy went to, but it's pretty evident that eventually they're coming back. So the real Blaze and Roxy, they are asleep in a cryogenic chamber, which resembles what Zane was in Power Rangers in Space. And oh my God, so Nate, he's telling that when they did that, what happened was it created clones of Blaze and Roxy. So the original Blaze and Roxy are asleep, and the avatars are awake, and they're all linked together. The only way for the real Blaze and Roxy to awaken is for them to destroy the avatar Blaze and Roxy. And Nate uses the word affirmative, which is a shout out to Billy from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So now Zoe and Devin are the Power Rangers, and they weren't originally chosen to be the Rangers, but they've taken on this role now, and we find out that the commander is Ravi's mother. I'm like, oh, okay, so we got a mother and son and a father and son. This is going to be an interesting season. So I will give this episode, at first I said 8 out of 10, but I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 because it was actually really, really good. I'm just not quite sure how I feel about, like again, I said Betty and Ben. But that was Power Rangers Beast Morphers. I am looking forward to this season. Like my video, leave your comments. Tell me how you guys felt about this first episode. And I will see you guys later on. I will see you guys who watch my Power Ranger fans. I will see you guys again if we get something, which we did. I'm gonna do a Ranger talk next week because there's some stuff that happened at the end of this week, more specifically yesterday. So I'm gonna talk about that next week, and then we'll have episode 2 of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. So until then, I will see you guys later.